Hello, and welcome to another episode of We Love Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel once a week. It chooses the horror film and they discuss it. Today we're talking 2021's Old, which was directed by M. Night Shyamalan. I'm your co-host, Alec.
And I'm Erik, and with us again is Stevie Caruso. Stevie, welcome back to the show.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm super happy to have you back again, Stevie. We did The Taking of Deborah Logan maybe like 5 months ago with you, roughly, and that was a
Yes,
great episode.
it's a good movie.
Dude, you knew so much about that movie, so that was a lot of fun to have somebody on.
Thank you.
And you specifically, you talked to Mike because Mike is our
Hmm.
social media guy, and he gets all
Yeah.
of his tattoos from you.
Yep.
And you guys were talking about this movie specifically, right?
Oh my God. We had talked about a couple different movies. This was one of them. We had also the new Predator movie. We were
Oh, yeah.
watching. Was it Badlands? Whatever. We were watching that the last time I was tattooing him, and it was just I I didn't love it, but it's
Okay.
it was a
Before
good
we
one.
get into the Stevie, I'm a huge original Predator fan. I liked Alien versus Predator. I liked all that.
Okay.
Mike is making it sound like this is the bee's knees. Is it true? Are
No.
these new Disney? Okay. Okay.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
I loved the classics as well, which it's funny because I've talked about this and I've heard other people talk about this where that movie was not made for kids, but I definitely watched it as a kid. And like I had Predator toys, Alien toys, like I had a Xenomorph when I was
Oh, yeah.
like 10,
Hmm.
but like it clearly was not made for kids, but it was clearly marketed towards kids with the toys.
Yeah.
To,
But no,
to
like
to a point, but Alec, I got a question for you. Trivia question, and Stevie knows this. I know he knows this. Who was the original Predator casted as? What actor? Do you know?
Sylvester Stallone?
That's a good guess.
that's close.
That's a very close guess. One more guess.
Chuck Norris?
No, John-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, I was actually going to say him that before I said
If
Chuck
it was
Norris.
Chuck Norris, the Predator would have won.
Yeah,
And they were
yeah, yeah.
like, no, get him out of here. And they got this 7 foot tall NBA player, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Right, right. Well, Eric, you got to see Prey. Prey was good.
Prey,
You saw that, Stevie, right?
yes, Prey was so good.
Prey was very solid. Nice return to form, different but very good. So we covered Prey a couple years ago. You weren't on it for that one, Eric, but that's probably the best movie since I'd say since Predator one.
yeah, to be fair though, I have no Predator knowledge after the Alien versus Predator.
Oh
So
yeah, they've made
I
a
have
few.
Alien knowledge after, but not Predator.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But so you and Mike were watching because you were telling me last time in your tattoo parlor, you guys play movies all day long and you just,
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. So
it
you
makes
guys,
the time go by.
yeah, definitely. Oh my God. And so you guys played Old. Now, are you an M. Night Shyamalan fan or is this just like it happened to come out? Like, tell us about that.
So, M. Night Shyamalan, it's like he's so hit or miss. And I concocted this little fan theory. Hear me out. M. Night Shyamalan. So you've seen Signs,
Yep.
Yeah, oh yeah.
one of his best movies,
Love
obviously.
that movie. Yes.
He is Meryl. I feel like Meryl has a name that starts with M. It's not his actual name, but he. Do you remember they in the fiction of Meryl they talk about how he has multiple records. He has home run records for like the longest home
Most
run, and the most
strikeouts.
home runs.
Most strikeouts.
Exactly. He has the third record was that he has the most strikeouts, and he even goes so far as to tell him that it was more than any other two players combined. That's
Batting
M Night
average.
Shyamalan.
Batting
That's
average.
M Night
Yeah.
Shyamalan's batting average with movie making.
Okay.
Like
That's a great way to describe it.
he
Uh,
is Meryl. Like he has these crazy, like just insane. Like Sixth Sense is like a groundbreaking film, and there's
Rookie season of
I
that
haven't
though.
seen Rookie Season.
No,
No, no, no.
no. That's his rookie season of
Oh,
baseball.
I thought you were saying he had a movie called
Well,
Rookie Season,
I'm
which
comparing
would
it to
make
baseball
sense.
still. Like his rookie season, he hit a
Oh,
home run. Like
I'm a
a
nerd. I'm not good with
home
sports. Sorry.
run. Well, his first year of sports, he hit a home run. Obviously, with Sixth Sense. Yeah.
That
Hmm.
movie was insane. And then Signs was amazing. I even loved like more recently The Visit. I thought The Visit was really good.
The
Never saw it.
Visit is where he started to turn his career back around.
The Visit got a little bit he lost the plot a little bit at the end. Like it
Yeah.
got a little too silly.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Like the vibe the whole time, the atmosphere was so good. And like
Yeah.
the tension was there and it was good. It wasn't supernatural, but it like almost teetered on the edge of it.
Mm.
Um but it was just so good. It felt like you were watching like an urban legend or something come to life. It was really good.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan's career is really it's a very interesting conversation in itself. But yeah, he had a good 90s 2000s were going well. People started turning on him. Last Airbender came out and everybody's like, go
Oh my
away.
God.
We never want to see you again. And then he kind of did like Split and Glass, and he kind of started getting good grace again. Visit
Yeah.
comes out, does pretty well. Then he did this old Knock at the Cabin, which I watched last year. I kind of like that too. And then I saw Trap, and Trap was not great. So of his newest movies, it goes, yeah, old, or The Visit, old, Knock at the Cabin, and Trap. Those are like his most four recent films.
My take
Okay.
of it growing up was, you know, Sixth Sense, Signs, and then The Village. And I think The
Yeah.
Village was the one where people were like, "All right, dude, this movie's not good." That was
Village,
It was
dude,
pretty
The
good.
Village is actually great, but
Yeah.
like it was very polarizing though. So many people
no.
hated it, but
Yeah.
it was good.
Or he had
I loved it.
Unbreakable, that was kind of hit or miss. And then I feel like Lady in the Water is when people were finally like, all right,
I
I'm
never
done.
saw it.
That's not good. Yeah, it's about a mermaid in a swimming pool. And
Yeah, like a
yeah,
hotel or something, right?
yeah. So
Apartment complex.
he's hit or miss, but I will say this, and we'll jump into the movie soon, but I gotta say this. This dude is one of the most original creators in Hollywood. Like he had such good grace built up from The Sixth Sense and a few other movies that
Yeah.
like nobody tells him no. It seems like he can make whatever movies he want, and he's one of the few directors still working today that is like, you know what? It's my way or the highway, and if people like it, they like it. And if they don't, I don't really care. And I respect him
Yeah.
for that. I really do respect him for that.
Fun fact, put some respect on his name. His movies have grossed over $3.3 billion
Yeah.
Oh, the dude
in
makes
total.
money for sure.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why he can make whatever he wants.
He's worth about 100 million on paper, but his
it?
movies, yes.
Oh.
But
They
he also
probably.
produces films. I forgot what his production company is called now. This movie was his production company. The old was his production company, but he's worth 100 million on paper if you look it up. His movies though, 3.3 billion global. That is put respect on his name. Put
Can't
respect on
argue
his
with
name.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think The Happening too. That was one where people are like, "We're
Oh, the
I'm done."
crappening.
Yeah, the Happening was so bad. So
Dude, I saw that happening in theaters with one of my friends, and literally like 5 minutes into it, I like tapped him on the shoulder. I was like, "Is it the fucking plants?" And he's just like, "Yeah." I was like, "This is so
Yeah,
like."
I saw that in high school with my girlfriend. I thought she was breaking up with me after that movie. Honestly, yeah.
well, I worked at the movie theater then, and I remember Tia, Eric. She was a
Oh yeah.
huge M. Night Shyamalan fan, and she's like, "This is the first R-rated movie he's ever done. It's going to be so good." And then everybody's like, "Yo, that movie sucked. That movie sucked so much." But yeah. So all right. So now here we are, 2021. Honestly, listen, not a masterpiece, but I kind of like this movie. I was on board with it. It had some issues. It's not great. Like it definitely, if it was written by somebody else, I think it would have been better. I think his dialogue hurt the movie, and it threw up
Yes.
this idea of like this is going to be like about age, about life, about love, about all these things, and it never developed those. It's just kind of like, nope, they're on a beach and they're old and they're dying. But what did you guys think? I didn't hate it. I'm going to give it like a C minus. Oh, I can Stevie hated it.
It's very generous. I literally I just watched it now to have it like be fresh. Oh man, like it's conceptually, like high level conceptually, it's really cool. There's so much like foreshadowing, which he loves to do a lot of like different film techniques and stuff, like more like deep cut like processes and like writing tricks and whatnot. Like there's foreshadowing all over the place. People like giving subtle hints of like, oh, I like it's not worth talking about this illness. We're in the middle of like our divorce or possibly separating. And they, in the beginning, the girl's singing in the car, and she's like, "Oh, I can't wait to hear what you sound like when you're older."
Yeah.
And there's all these little there's little stuff like that everywhere of like, "Oh, you have to be older to do that." Like, "Oh, I can't wait to see what happens." And if they keep doing that,
Mhm.
which is like subtle, but it's there. But then, dude, the dialogue, it is so bad. It is some of the worst dialogue. And so I was paying attention to and watching and waiting for it. And part of the reason why it all feels so unnatural, there is not a single vocalized pause in that entire movie. There's not a single not a single like, not a single anything, which I feel like that stuff, like obviously when you're writing a script, you wouldn't like hard boil it in, but like
It's unnatural.
It's so unnatural. Nobody speaks nonstop monologue without a pause, without punctuation, without a thought.
Hmm.
Like it's so unnatural.
Yeah, he's heavily criticized for his dialogue writing, and actually, I had a conversation with my girlfriend about this last night. Eric, he's like George Lucas. He's a
Dude,
concept guy.
stop. I wanted to interrupt Stevie and say, like, yes, it's George Lucas. The movie's great, but the dialogue's terrible. The dialogue, the script is the how they're talking is terrible. Like, there was a scene where there's like, I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, I'm a neurosurgeon. There was like one, they did like a round table. It felt like I'm like, what the like who?
Yeah,
No one does that.
When the guy's wife, when the guy's wife in the beginning has a seizure, and the guy comes over, he's like, "My name is Charles. I'm a doctor."
yeah,
And the husband's like, "My name is Jaren. I'm a nurse." And it's like,
yeah. And he's like, I used to be on Lost. It's like, okay, and like, but
yeah.
no, but yeah, that's the thing. I think he's George Lucas. He's got concepts, but he's not a great writer. And it's like, if you can give the story by M. Night Shyamalan, that I think would be a good movie. It's like, okay, you got a better writer who can actually make it sound like humans are talking. And then like his directing's not terrible, but I think, yeah, the dialogue is rough.
I
Really
like the
rough.
directing. I like the directing. He never had a still camera movement. The camera was always
Yeah.
moving
Yeah. The shot on the
because
beach of them
there
running is
there are
great.
some stationary shots, but when he does, they're like these beautiful like open vistas and stuff like that. Like he has really good like imagery, and like the cinematography is always really good.
Yeah.
I think on the beach though, dude, the camera's always moving to show time's moving.
Hmm.
I think that was
Oh,
his
could be.
point of directing. But yeah, there might be some
Maybe the
still
still
shots
shots were
back
before.
in the hotel and whatnot. So yeah, man. Uh, Not a bad movie though. Not a bad movie overall.
So bad.
It, here's the thing,
I
though,
don't think so.
Stevie.
I don't think so.
You
I don't think
It's
so.
so
I
bad.
don't think it's bad. It's original.
it's
It is.
original. Yes.
I think there's a
Yes.
time stamp to it too with when it came out in 2021 and the twist at the end. We'll get into that, but I think that's something to say too.
The ending definitely helped it.
Yep.
It didn't, for me, it did not fully redeem it. It didn't just make it completely turn that corner. I was watching it, and the whole time I couldn't stop like laughing, and like like every few minutes I couldn't help but just go, really? There's like they take the tumor out of the mom and stuff, and she like
That's crazy.
finally comes to, and she's just like, I feel better, guy. And it's like,
Dude, the dialogue between the husband and wife, where it's just like, you're
Yeah,
always
yeah,
living in
yeah,
the past. It's like, and
Steve.
you're always living in the future. And I was like, this is
yeah.
like robots.
Oh,
Yeah, there's that, but yeah, Stevie, cancer spreads too. So if you have a tumor like that,
yeah.
it's not like you could just pull it out after how many years she's had
Right,
that
right.
rock in her, and it's like it hasn't spread. So I'm with you, man.
It was
I'm
it
with
was
you.
interesting that it was getting bigger. Don't mind my cat over here. That's Claude jumping at the light
Claude?
on the wall.
Welcome, bro.
uh Sorry. No, so like, yeah, it was it's an interesting little thing where they're like, oh my god, it's growing while they're trying to extract it and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like, oh wow, like, yeah, time's passing right now. Like, it shouldn't be doing that,
yeah.
but it is. Like, it
Well, it made me
it's
think
interesting.
too, because I thought it was pretty cool. Like when they slice somebody, it heals immediately. I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. But if you nick an artery or something like that, they're dead in 2 seconds, like immediately.
Yeah.
It's not like you hit the artery and all of a sudden it's like, a year is 30 minutes. So that's not going to
Yeah.
heal. You get to put,
We kind of saw that. We kind of saw that.
They
Yeah.
did, but they didn't. They also weren't consistent with applying that to everybody and applying it to different conditions. So, okay, first of all, fucking mid-size sedan as a name,
yeah.
as a rapper name. Come on,
yeah, yeah.
That was rough.
that's
That was
that's the
rough.
best we could do.
Yeah.
And like, his nose is bleeding the whole time because he has
Yeah.
a condition that prevents him from clotting. But then he gets cut on the cheek, and it's a scar within 10 seconds.
They never explained why his nose is bleeding. I couldn't figure that out.
He at one point says that he has a condition that like inhibits his blood clotting, like his
Yeah.
clotting factor or whatever. But
Right.
then why was his cheek healed before his hand came away?
Right.
Like, it's inconsistent with applying their own fiction.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So really quick, before we get into the nitty gritty, just a really brief, how the movie starts is basically there's a family, they're going on vacation. They found this island resort. Everybody's excited. It's like a premium place where everybody's super nice. The husband and wife are about to get divorced because the wife cheated on the husband and she also has cancer. So they're like, all right, we'll do one last trip for our kids and we'll move on with it. So they get to the island. They meet a bunch of other people there. You know, you've got like a vain woman, you've got this like old lady, you've got, other families and stuff like that. And the premise of the idea is they're all going to this private resort beach where there's nobody else and there's only a few select people. And when they get to the beach, they can't leave. And that's kind of the setup of the movie. And every 30 minutes, they age 1 year. And that's kind of like how it all gets set up. There's a couple other little things, like there's this little boy in the beginning who becomes friends with the other little boy, and they kind of make this friendship or whatever. But that's kind of like the beginning. It's just introducing the characters, introducing the setting, and showing that this family is like not doing well. Then we get to the beach, and then that's the rest of the movies on the beach, and shit
Yeah.
just goes crazy. And I was having fun for the first hour. I really was. I was like, I want to
Yes,
know
I'm
what's
with you
going
there.
on. And then the last hour, it started kind of falling apart. Characters started getting a little too crazy, but I do think the ending was solid. I thought it was a decent subversion of my expectations.
Yeah.
It reminded me of like a 70s movie, kind of like the ending of like a just like a the end of THX 1138 or the end of Planet of the Apes. Like it was kind of a downer, but not really. I don't know. And we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
It kind of almost reminds me of the ending of Cabin in the Woods,
Yeah, yeah, kind
where
of.
where
Where it's
like
like bittersweet, kind of.
yeah, it's bittersweet, but also just like secret lab.
Overlords.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just secret lab of people watching
Mm.
and pulling the strings behind the scenes, but you don't know it. The whole they don't tell you till the end, but
For
Eric,
sure.
this was a bet. This is what I wanted. Don't worry, darlings, kind of ending to be. I wanted it to be something like this.
Yeah, I like Don't Worry, Darling, but it just it started off strong and then fizzled
This
real hard.
ending was stronger than that
Yeah,
ending.
I agree.
But
I agree.
anyway, so let's get into the movie. So now we've got a bunch of people on the beach. You got the guy from Lost. You've got I don't really actually know if there's anybody else famous in it. This insanely attractive blonde
God, yeah,
woman.
geez, yeah, you can't even look at her.
You
She's
can't
so
even look at the screen. She's so hot. Um,
like,
who else? You got a doctor. You've got his mother, a bunch of kids. And the first thing that kind of sets you off is M. Night Shyamalan, of course, because he puts himself in every movie. He's
yeah,
he's the driver who's driving all of these people to the beach, and he's giving them a lot of food. He's like, "Here you go," and they're like, "This is a lot of food." It's like, "You got three little kids, and they're hungry, and they eat a lot." And he's like,
right.
"Okay." So it's the first little thing that's a little weird. They all get to the beach, and they're all just trying to have fun with each other. And then I'm trying to think what was the first thing that set them off? What was the
The
first weird
the
thing?
first real like huge thing
What was
was the
meeting Sedan?
yeah. So midsize sedan is there sitting off, and they're like, "I leave Maloney's on vacation, or whatever." And then the kids are playing hide and seek, and the little boy gets hit in the back by the dead body in the water.
Right. So that's something we
Was
missed
the
earlier.
yeah?
Mid-size
There's a
sedan. Sorry, go ahead.
no. Sorry, he's on the beach and he's there with like some random girl who I don't think she ever speaks, but she like just strips down and jumps in the water and goes swimming, and then we don't. Then it cuts away.
We get full butt in a PG-13 movie too.
Yeah,
It's kind of nice. So mid-sized sedan, we never see what happens, but this lady just her body floats up. And here's the other thing. That was the night before. So wouldn't that body be decomposed? Like it looked like a pretty normal body still.
again, they don't follow their own fiction. It's
Yeah.
very inconsistent with like the time lapse, and it's also inconsistent at different times on different people. Because
Mm.
like the kids go from being 6 years old to being 50 years old, but in that time span, the adult they age like maybe 10 years.
The
yeah,
adults definitely
you
age
think
slower.
the age of the adults are like 40 and it would be 90, but it's not 90. It's more like
No.
Yeah,
70. I agree
Well,
with
they
you.
might have died earlier. Maybe they did have a disease that was going to kill them when they're in their 70s or whatever. But yeah, they're definitely not like, Rose from
yes,
Titanic. Like they're not
for
like that
for
at the end.
sure. But even with that, but when they actually do like pass away, whatever, it's like pitch blackout. Like they've been there for hours. The kids are already in like their late teens, early 20s. Like the
Yeah.
parents should have been further along than they were.
Yeah, you're right too, because I don't know exactly how long a human body takes to decompose, but after a year, I'd imagine it's pretty
You're gone. Yeah,
decomposed.
you're
Yeah, and
gone.
that's
Yeah,
30 minutes is a year. So like,
that that part was also really funny when they like I don't even remember which one it was specifically. Oh, it was the mom. She has the one of the worst lines where she goes up to the doctor and she's like, "Can you check out my kids? Something's wrong with my kids." After, because they had his like mother was with them and she like just had a heart attack and like died.
Yeah.
She was
And
old, and she just got
yeah,
she died of old age.
she died within like the first hour.
Yeah.
And he's like checking on her, and then the mom of like the main couple comes over and she's like, "Something's wrong with my kids. Can you check them out?" And he's like, "I can't deal with you right." And she goes, "I am a mother and a curator at a museum, and I'm telling you this so that you know that I'm not being hysterical. I need your help." It's like, what? Like what?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. What is your job?
I don't know. I think that's where like M. Night lost touch with reality. Like,
But-
yes, you're
so-
a great director. You can do things, but like, Jesus Christ, what happened to your dialogue?
So
Like,
that dumb little plot device. So she gives you the job, and then when they find the dead body and they so they cover it with like a tarp, and then they're talking or whatever, and then they come back to it, and like the tarp blows off, and it's just bones. And
Yeah.
it's a really cool shot because it's
love
being
it.
shot from the inside of the rib cage,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
is very clever. And
Yeah.
they're looking at it, and she's like, "Oh, in my like my archaeological digs and stuff like that, I learned that a body takes 3 years to decompose, like for the flesh to decompose, and then another 7 years to completely turn to dust or whatever. So based on her decomposition, I guess 30 minutes is a year or whatever." Like it was just one of the, like, really,
That's how we're gonna
like
do the time here. That's
like
we're
that's
gonna
how
do the
you're
time. Yeah.
defining these little details. Like it's just such a stretch.
Yeah, it's a rough estimate. I'm sure they don't know exactly how long it is, but
It's
yeah.
just such an awkward dialogue, like such a weird monologue of like, here's how we explain this, and it's like,
I agree,
Yeah.
but from
Okay.
from as the viewer, after you watch it, read it, it sounds like every 30 minutes is a year.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
I think it was something like that.
Something like that, roughly that age. But yeah, you're right. The kids do grow way faster, which makes sense, I guess, because
Dude.
adults,
Well, kids grow up faster I mean, like right now, like our age.
Well, they go through like growth spurts.
Yeah, exactly.
They grow more noticeably.
Yeah.
But still, like, I feel like the parents didn't really like. They could have done so. As they got to like their oldest stages, you saw more like wrinkles and like their hair got more gray and like the bags under their eyes got more pronounced. Like they could have slowly worked that in. Like it's so it would be so easy with makeup just to like make their hair progressively get more gray
Yeah.
and to like introduce some wrinkling in some places. Like it seemed like they didn't age very much, and then all of a sudden they just hit like a plateau, and it was just like, oh, the wheels are falling off. Like
And
here
now
we go.
everyone's kind of not the same age, but within 20 years of each other. Right.
Yeah,
I
the only
agree.
Presumably.
Yeah.
The only one they did a little bit, I felt like, was like the hot woman. Like I felt like she started looking a little older the longer. She's the only
didn't, they
one.
didn't.
She
though.
had like a
Eh.
what was it, like a iron or calcium
She had a
Calcium
yeah.
deficiency.
deficiency.
Yeah. So her death was brutal.
That was the best
but-
part of the movie. That was the best part of the movie.
But her, I could tell, like maybe she didn't have makeup on or whatever, but like her eyes were getting kind of crowy eyed and stuff.
Yeah.
But the one thing I got to say about that actress though is like, I hope she had a lot of sunscreen because the whole movie she's in like the skimpiest bikini. So like imagine filming 12-hour days on the beach every single day like that. Like
that's SPF 100.
I hope she had like a coat and was like the second they'll cut, they're like, get her in the shade. Like this girl's gonna die.
No,
Like,
definitely did. Yeah.
Luckily, that beach has some pretty high cliffs, and it looked like they had good shade coverage.
okay, let me tell you about this really quick, behind the scenes a little bit. So it took them forever to find this location. It's in the Dominican
really?
Republic. They went all over the world looking for the perfect beach for this because they needed it to kind of have like a curve and needed to have rocks and stuff like that. So they actually found this beach, but it didn't have enough rocks. So all the rocks are fake. They built all of the rocks on a set. Then there was a hurricane and it destroyed the whole set, and they had to rebuild it all again, like way
that
farther
sucks.
from the beach. Yeah, so they're
Please,
like, all right,
please tell me they named the Hurricane Shyamalan.
I hope so. But
They
yeah,
should
so
for him.
this Dominican Republic beach. But yeah, so they filmed it all on that beach. All of the stuff, the back rocks are fake, they're set, and then they added digital stuff to make it taller. But Yeah, so the beach, but yeah, I just thought about that woman. I was like, oh, that lady's gonna get skin cancer if she's out all day every day.
Probably.
But
No, they definitely got her intense in the shit
yeah.
in
Just put her under a space
stuff,
blanket
yeah.
in between takes.
I'm sure. All right. So now at this point, yeah, everybody's kind of aware, like, shit, we're all aging really fast. The kids are really growing quick, so everybody's freaking out.
Dude,
And the one line I will say, the one line that the little girl had when she got to be like 15 or maybe like, I don't know, like whatever she was, when she said, I used to only have a couple colors and they were really bright. And now I have a lot more colors, but they're really dull. And I think that was actually a pretty good description of what it's like to be like a child to an adult. Like everything seems more vibrant, everything seems more like special. And then the older you get, it just kind of gets more muted. And I just thought that was a really interesting way to have a child explain it. I don't know. M. Night Shyamalan got me, but I thought it was kind of fun and clever.
It's very
that was
true.
one of the
It's
more
very
interesting pieces of dialogue for sure.
Yeah, I like that one. And then there was another part too where the older people are just like, I can't focus on anything. And it's like
because they're losing their eyesight.
there's
Well,
everything. Yeah.
The father was actually legitimately like going blind. Like they showed it from his perspective a few times where the vision was starting to blur.
Yep.
And it happened at night too, which is interesting because I feel like that's one of an actual thing that happens is like your like night vision, like your twilight hour vision when it's transitioning from day to nighttime is like the first to go. So
My
it
mom
actually
says
kind of-
that. She's like, I can't
Yeah.
drive at night. And I'm like, shut
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
She's like, no, I really can't. I'm like, okay. No, but yeah, so that was happening. He was going blind. The wife was going deaf. And then the doctor, he's got, I think, Alzheimer's or dementia, and it starts coming
So
out.
It comes out rapidly and
So
quick.
it's actually
Yeah.
if you it's easy to miss, but in the like the wrap up where like everybody in the lab is explaining things,
Yeah.
one of the texts is like I'm going to tell them again that we need to separate physical illnesses from mental illnesses
Right.
because the guy with what's it called? The guy with schizophrenia almost ruined the entire experiment. So he had schizophrenia.
But why did they even
It
bring
was-
his family there? Was it because they're
Because
Listen,
they couldn't just get him.
we're going to get to the point why these people have diseases in a second.
Oh, and maybe the calcium deficiency too. Because
That one too.
maybe
all
so.
these
his
all these
trophy wife
people
had a
have
problem also.
diseases. All these people have diseases, and maybe they're also looking at hereditary diseases by bringing the kids in there.
Possibly too. Yeah,
So yes,
that's a good point.
Yeah, so we'll get to that ending in a little while, but yeah,
Dude.
so sorry, go ahead.
The kid stuff made me so uncomfortable.
Dude, the kids' sex stuff was
So
crazy.
it gets so unhinged and so out of pocket immediately because the kids start growing and they're like, oh, like my bathing suit's not fit, and like I hate it so much because like
yeah,
really,
man,
like,
I agree. Jeffrey Epstein really missed out. He just did.
What?
He would have loved this island. I'm kidding. Sorry, that's
No,
terrible.
he would have hated it. It's the exact opposite of what he wants.
Yeah,
He would have hated it because
you're
he couldn't
right,
leave.
you're right.
But
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
everybody got too old too quick, so it
Yeah.
would've been
He
out
would've
of
hated
business
it.
in a matter of a day.
Leonardo DiCaprio would have broken up with his girlfriend in like a couple hours. Yeah.
Would have been like 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
But no, so like the kid, and I was like, come on, because the little girl, she's immediately in this like ill-fitting bikini, which is just like, like I get it. Yes, it's like the Hulk. It would happen that way, but it's so uncomfortable. I'm like, just give her like a baggy shirt, make her an awkward kid or something, so she's not just like busting out of the thing. Because really, like she's still supposed to kind of be a 10-year-old, even though she's aging.
Dude,
Well, I felt
so
that. I felt
weird.
that. It felt a little like just get her a T-shirt, right, or something. Yeah.
Because I understand that they're physically aging, but they're not going through life experiences, and like
They're still
yes, their-
6 in their mind.
their brain is like physically developing, but they're not getting again the life experiences
Yeah.
that are creating maturity. So they're still children mentally and like emotionally.
And that's a huge freaking problem for this movie.
It's awful.
And that's the beginning of it because, yeah, the two kids are like 6 years old when they get to this island or whatever. Then they're having sex. And I'm like, they shouldn't even really know
hate it.
what it is. But they have sex in this tent or whatever. And then here's
Yeah.
the thing. By the end of the movie, I've never heard a 6-year-old be like, how would you feel if your aunt just called you and you're a 50-year-old man and you used to be 6? Like, that is like a fun
Yeah.
joke that like an adult would tell with context, not a 6-year-old who's in a 50-year-old's body. He should be like, I like Elmo. Like, that's what
Right.
he should be saying because he's fucking 6.
He's on there like, this flight is making my ears pop.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what he should be doing. Not just like we should swim to the coral because there might be like microwaves that are blocking it.
Yeah.
Like this kid shouldn't know fucking anything. Like,
He's
you
like, the
know,
coral's a Faraday cage. Let's
yeah.
go. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
No, these kids shouldn't know anything
Yeah,
more than they already do. A
you
6-year-old
kind of
doesn't know how to have sex. Like they shouldn't at
No.
least.
And
you kind of
it was so awkward and uncomfortable because they come out of the tent and they're like, "What were you guys doing?" And the girl's like, "It's okay, we were playing." But she's
Yeah.
clearly got a baby bump already.
Why
It was
even
like,
do that?
oh.
Because then they kill the baby immediately. So I'm like, why
Yeah.
even do this? Is it just to be like, oh wow, like people can get pregnant on here and it happens very quickly? It's like, okay, we get it, but like
Yeah,
the
had a
baby died
baby.
immediately.
you have to suspend your disbelief and just think that like your chemicals in your brain are firing at every
Yeah,
30
like,
minutes is a day or you know what I mean, a year. So
like, yeah, like your hormones are adjusting with the physical changes, and like, so you get these instincts and these urges and stuff. But
No, so that would mean like, hey, like they just know how to drive cars now too. Like they still need to learn how to do things. Like, you know, it's
if it really happened where 6-year-olds were suddenly like horny teenagers, they'd be laying in the tent and he would just be like, "My wiener's angry," and
Exactly.
he wouldn't know why.
he's like, why does this thing hurt right now? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense. I hated that too.
No.
I hated that. Yeah.
yeah, that's probably one of the weaker points in the film.
And
Not
then
even
she
just
has,
the
she has a pregnancy to completion.
yeah.
And they doubled down by saying like since they don't have the proper stuff to handle a newborn, which
What does
a
that even
newborn,
mean?
well, a newborn needs a lot of nurture, and if you don't give it to them, they don't survive. So
It basically died of neglect
But it
within
wasn't
like
being
5
neglected. It
minutes.
was being held the whole time.
I know.
well, because the way time was moving so fast, it couldn't even get the nurture it needed. So what they were saying was that within the 30 minutes, a year went by, and it did not get the nurture
But
of.
they were holding it the entire time. Like, you know, oh,
Yeah.
it's a baby.
No,
She never breastfed it or whatever.
It's
You know what I mean?
I mean, dude, it's a terrible way to describe it, but yes, like a newborn needs constant care, and the fact that she was just holding her for a half an hour means that it just didn't have
But-
the
all right.
nurture.
Here's another plot hole. Here's another
I
plot
don't know.
hole.
I don't know. That's my guy. I
They-
don't know, Stevie. I'm trying my best, man.
They talk about
okay. I
the
appreciate
fingernails and hair, right? They talk about the fingernails and
Yes.
hair. Why does the kid have a fucking 5 o'clock shadow then once he hits like, 30?
That's a great point. Facial hair. That's another one. Like,
Well,
why
no, they
aren't you
say-
shaving every fucking?
No.
2
They
minutes?
say that your hair and your nails because they're dead cells or whatever,
Yeah,
which
the nurse
is
explains
true.
it.
But then the fucking kid, when he grows up, he has facial hair, and I'm like, that
Right.
doesn't make any goddamn sense based on what you just said.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So, there's a lot
They
of little
also-
things.
In the whole thing with the baby dying from neglect, it's again inconsistent application of the lore that they are establishing, because name one time that anybody else of the adults eats anything.
Yeah. Only the kids have
not
to eat.
once. The kids are like ravenous and they
Okay.
just are eating nonstop. But I don't think I've seen any point where the adults eat anything.
There's one
They all-
point.
They all should have been malnourished and like rail thin within an hour.
You're right, exactly, because it would have been a year of no food. But here's the other
Yeah.
thing. There's a scene where the doctor's he's crazy. Like most people are dead at this point, and he's like licking. It looked like his mother's bone. Am I crazy, or did he eat? Is he like? Because he's like sitting there like talking to himself, like, "Mother, you thought I was crazy," and he's got like a bone in his hand, and I was like, "Is he sucking his like? Is he licking his mom's bone?"
He might be. I didn't. I know. Like I can picture it. I didn't even pick up on whose bone it was, but yeah,
Yeah.
he was sitting there just like. Oh,
But
I don't know.
Stevie,
Is it
I'm picking.
cannibalism?
I'm like really thinking about what you're saying. So, in theory, if 30 minutes is a year, within not even 5 minutes, you'd be dead from starvation.
Yeah, it's like you didn't eat for a month. Yeah.
You're
If
not
you
wrong.
if you
You're
were
not
not, if you were not constantly drinking water,
Exactly. Yes.
you would die of
Well,
dehydration.
that's within
Yeah.
2
Every
minutes.
minute.
2 minutes,
Yeah,
technically.
it's
Yeah.
not just the kids that need this. Everybody needs this.
So
So
so again, kind of suspending disbelief on that of like, okay, sure, but then yeah, the baby dying within like 2 minutes of like, oh, he died from neglect. Like,
Yeah, I'm with you.
You sure about that?
I'm with you. I wish it was more Yeah,
Like, what do they have to
very.
do? Just immediately put it on the mom's breast and be like, "You're a baby, you're
Yeah.
a baby, you're a baby, you're a baby." Like, what are they
Instant,
supposed
just
to do?
cram it
Yeah.
No,
on there and just start
but I
squeezing.
think what Stevie just said really ruined the movie for me. So I'm with you, Stevie. Yeah.
All
You're
right.
you're welcome. Slash, I'm sorry.
Well,
No.
let's move on then, because we're almost at the end of the movie. So at this point, like everybody's basically dead. They're kind of like, all right, I'm a good swimmer. Let's try and swim out. Oh, because the one thing that we haven't mentioned at all, they keep trying to leave, and every time they leave, they black out, and they just wind up right back on the beach.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, we'll try swimming. So the guy from Lost, who I love that actor, I can't tell you his name, but he tries swimming out there. He dies. He blacks out. And he drowns. The girl that gets pregnant, she's like, I'm gonna climb up the rocks and figure it out. She blacks out at the top, falls
Yeah.
down, dies. Um, and then at this point, the rapper guy gets murdered. He gets stabbed to death by the crazy doctor.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we have our original family, and we've got the doctor and his family, and that's it. Everybody else is dead at this point. The doctor is losing his mind. He's off by himself, and his wife is like, "I'm ugly. Like, don't look at me," or whatever. So she goes off into like a cave by herself.
Yeah.
And her death, okay.
That was the
So
best part of the movie.
she has a calcium deficiency, and finally, which you'd think would have happened, the second she got there. But anyways, it takes hours, and then every time she steps, her bones like snap, and then they heal immediately
Yeah.
in place. So here's the thing: I would say if that happened one time, she'd probably die immediately because it would have snapped her like artery, and then it would have just like the bone would have
100%,
punctured it.
yeah.
But it didn't happen. So she keeps
Don't
walking,
put
and all of
logic
her-
into this.
yeah, right.
Come on,
So
stop,
every
stop.
step is like a broken arm, broken leg, and stuff like that. And then, yeah, she eventually just dies from pain or whatever. I don't know. And then the
Shock.
doctor comes out, and I can't remember how the doctor dies now.
So the doctor attacks the original parents of like the main family,
Oh, he's like slashing
and
them. Yeah,
when
yeah.
he's trying to slash at the husband, he's
Tetanus.
dashing them back up, and then the mother grabs one of the knives that were left over from the other previous people from like that we presumably have died on other experiments, and she hits him with the rusty knife, and she's
Tetanus,
like,
bitch.
yeah, she's like, the rust is like poison, and and then he
Which
rusts
in
and dies.
theory, like with the food and stuff, yes, if he died from tetanus within 12 seconds or whatever, yeah, that's how food should work.
Wait, yeah, what did the food go bad immediately?
No,
That's true. How does food respond to the time warp?
it looks
I don't know.
like-
Apparently not. Maybe you have to be alive.
I mean, there's
Maybe.
coral. There's coral out
Hold
there.
on.
and-
Did he give them nothing but non-perishables?
I can't
Oh,
remember
I
what
don't
they
remember.
ate. They were eating like
The
pasta.
girl,
They were
yeah,
eating
the girl was
spaghetti.
eating like pasta salad. Like, you're gonna tell me mayo can make it on this
Oh
island?
god, it's like fucking 10-year expired mayo.
By the time
probably.
they put it down, it's bad.
Yeah.
2 hours
yeah.
later, it's like this is like 8 years expired.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hate it.
So at this point now, the family's sitting on the beach, and they've all kind of like reconciled. They're like, I don't really care that you cheated on me. I don't really care about anything anymore. Like, I don't even remember why we're on this beach, to be honest with you. So then the
Yeah,
mother,
he starts kind of getting like dementia.
yeah, and he's just like, I don't care about anything anymore. He just falls over, dies. The mother then dies. And then the only two left are the little boy and girl who are in their like 50s now. And they're just like, we should build a sandcastle. We should just do this stuff. And then the boy remembers, wait, there's a note from the boy at the beginning who gave me a message. And he looks at it, and it says, my uncle doesn't like the coral. So they're like, the
Yeah.
coral? So then they swim out to the coral, and they get trapped. And you're like, okay. And I gotta say,
No, well they find it like a secret passageway though.
You don't know, they don't give that to you at first though. At
Yeah.
first,
Oh, right.
M. Night Shyamalan's watching through the
True,
telephoto,
true.
telescopic lens, or whatever.
yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I watched for a minute and a half. They didn't come up. They drowned.
Yeah. So at this point, we know M. Night Shyamalan's been watching them the whole time. But I gotta say, guys, next time you watch the scene, look at the coral. It's like this
Yeah.
the whole time. It is
Moving?
like, yeah, it's
There's
because
bubbles.
it's shitty cheap stuff, and they're swimming past it, and it's like moving around.
I
Like
didn't know. I didn't know.
I saw it, I was just like, oh god, yeah, because coral is rock hard. It's not
Rock
gonna
hard.
be. It's
It's
not
a
gonna be
sharp,
moving as they
jagged-
swim
yeah,
past it.
It doesn't
but-
go with the waves.
Yeah, so it was moving. I was like, oh God. But anyway, so at this point now, it cuts back to the resort, and they're just like, we find out that this whole thing is that this huge pharmaceutical company found out that this beach is protected by these specific rocks, like magnetism, whatever it is, where it rapidly ages people. And they're like, okay, we can then put sick people on there, give them medication before they go to the beach and see if this medication cures their illness. And that's the whole twist of the movie. And it's kind of a good idea. Um, and now we
Yeah,
learn,
the idea is like we can do 15, 20 years of research within 3 months, essentially.
yeah,
A
and
lifetime.
it's yeah, a whole
A
A
literal
lifetime.
lifetime.
lifetime of
You're right.
research.
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
days. So it's kind of a good idea, and they justify it like, hey, listen, we're saving millions, of lives and stuff like that, and it was kind of an interesting idea. You're sacrificing a few for many. That's kind of the idea of it. And then finally, we do learn the whole reason that these kids were walking up to everybody at the resort and being like, "What's your name and occupation?" Because there's one guy that says like, "My name is Paul, like Mitchell or whatever, and I'm a cop." So then we see the lead kid go up to him and say, "You're a cop, right?" And he gives him all of the information about what's going on here. And then basically the cops come in, they shut the place down, and they all get arrested. And the
Because
kids,
they give him a journal with like hundreds of missing people,
Yeah,
right?
because one
right,
of one of the guys from presumably from a previous experiment was like a writer, and so he like documented all the people that were with him on like for his experiment or whatever. So it's in
yeah.
his journal, and the kid gives him the journal with all the
Could
names.
you imagine if you went to up to the wrong cop though, and he's like, I don't want none of this.
Yeah, that could happen. But the other thing that's kind of weird about it is M. Night Shyamalan, they know that mid-sized sedan is still there. Why did they bring a new crew in there? Because that guy immediately, "No, don't come fucking, stay right there. Don't come through here. This is fucked up over here. Like, don't come
It's true.
through." But they should have walked over and be like, we got to make sure we kill that rapper guy that's stuck there. He can't leave, but he's gonna fuck up this experiment if.
He
So
was
like
he was like tucked in back against the rocks and stuff. Maybe they just didn't know.
maybe they didn't know he went. Yeah, maybe him. But he is sick. So the reason
Yeah,
that people get
he had like
invited to
MS or
Listen,
this,
listen,
something.
listen, and that's the point of it. Everyone who went to the island had an illness.
yeah,
Tumors, calcium deficiency, dementia. They are doing all the research at once. That
yeah,
guy was part of the research, there's no doubt.
yeah. So it's really weird that they just like let him live on the
Yeah,
beach,
I don't think the question is whether or not he was part of the experiment. It's why was his session
dude.
overlapping theirs?
That's such a fucking plot hole because
Why
he,
was
he should
his
be like
session?
80 by the time they get there because he was there overnight and he
Yeah,
looks like he's in his 30s by the time they get there. So he's either a child when he
I
arrives,
mean,
which he's not because he's a famous rapper that people know.
yeah, that the girl recognizes immediately.
So he should definitely be in his 80s by now.
I guess the only justification is that black don't crack.
They say
It
that
could be.
joke in the movie, but it's like, yeah, it still does crack. It does
It cracks
eventually.
after 3 minutes in this
After
little
90
island.
presumable years.
But yeah,
But
so this movie, you just kind of have to be like, I can't
yeah,
think about this too
can we
much.
talk about when this came out though? When all the COVID stuff was happening? I mean that's just you think M Night was probably like jackpot, right? When
Well,
he
you know
was
how
Because it was
he
2021, right?
this movie came out
yes.
in 21, but dude, he actually got this is a graphic novel. This whole movie is based on a graphic novel that
Oh,
he
I
got
didn't
for
know that.
Christmas and then he adapted it. So it's one of his first times he's done that where he adapted not his own original work. So he took this idea and changed a few things and then made this. So it's a
Okay.
French graphic novel that came out in like I don't know
Hmm.
2018 or something like that and he's like this is fucking good. I can make a movie out of this. And I think he did the same thing with Knock at the Cabin. Um
Hmm.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
Knock at the Cabin was not totally his. He adapted it,
I
right?
think I think that was adapted as well. So
Yeah.
it even
I
said at the
actually
end,
haven't
it
seen that
says
one.
adapted for the screen and directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
So it's not an original concept of his, but I think he's still got a good eye for like this has a cool twist. It's a cool original
Cool.
idea.
I think the island was part of the graphic novel, but the pharmaceutical part was his.
I don't know.
Is my guess. I don't
Could
know
be.
though. I
I
don't
haven't
know.
read it.
That might be totally wrong.
But yeah, so then the movie ends, yeah, with the kids escaping. Everyone else dies, and they
And the
expose
kid's
this whole
ruining
thing.
the research project.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, here's the
It's like a
thing.
double twist.
Listen. Why don't they offer people money? Be like, listen, we'll give you $50 million. I know you're gonna die, but you could give it to your family, and then
Yeah.
we'll have to do this experiment on you, and you'll die in 2 years. But you could save millions of lives, and we'll pay you money for your family. Like, do that. Don't like dupe people into this and then kill them. Like, it's kind of I don't know. There's a better
People
way to
would
Yeah.
do
do it.
that too for generational wealth.
Yeah,
People
they
would do
definitely
that.
would. Be
Yeah.
like, if
Yeah.
we'll give you $50 million and you're gonna sacrifice yourself, but you're also your family's set for life and you're saving
And you're
generations.
doing a good thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with you, Alec. I think that would be
they don't need to do it like
you
this.
think,
But
but
then you wouldn't have a movie.
Right. There's that. So anyways, I don't know. Listen, I don't hate this movie. There's a lot of problems with it, but like,
It makes you
I don't
think.
know. I enjoyed it, I think, more than I should have.
It's so
but-
bad.
I don't think it's
so bad,
that
Steve.
bad, but
I'm
it's
trying.
not.
I'm trying.
It's not
so
that
bad.
good.
Stevie ruined it with the food. It's like, yeah,
Dude,
you
I
get
wanted-
tetanus in 2 seconds, but like, you got to be constantly drinking water if you want to survive this bitch.
And again,
you're not wrong.
Forgiving the water thing. Literally, if they didn't have a constant, like a camelback on every single person, they
Yeah,
would just all die of dehydration.
Literally,
within
though.
seconds.
yeah. Well,
Look, I
anyways,
got 12 seconds left.
Yeah.
seriously though, yeah. I mean, your lips would be chapped the whole time. Like it'd be a mess. But
If you don't moisturize in the sun,
yeah, it's a year in the sun in
Imagine
30
sun-
minutes.
Actually, yeah, every
Imagine-
single one of them
imagine
would have skin
sunscreen.
cancer.
Literally, yeah, you're right. They would all have black blisters on their
Yeah.
faces and stuff,
like
like
imagine like a half an hour's a year and in
in straight
you spent
sunlight.
an hour in a year in the sun of straight sunlight and a
Yeah, they would all be dead from that. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, suspend your disbelief for most of the movie, and you might
Hello.
enjoy it. But, anyways, do you guys have any last minute
No,
thoughts?
I just ruined this movie for myself with Stevie.
Just a constant nonstop. By the time you get to your toes with sunscreen, you got to get back up to your head and just keep going.
Just rub it on. Like,
They should do a
shower.
spoof of this, like the real old, and like what it would be. It's just constantly chugging water, rubbing yourself with cat, like, and then you
Yeah.
just die. Yeah. Like, there's no
so
way
funny.
you can't eat a year's worth of food in 30 minutes.
I mean, there's people. There are people.
All right. Well, it did well. Eric, do you want to do the stats and then we'll wrap up?
Yeah, sure. Let me pull them up. All right, sorry. I'm ready. One second. All right, so this came out July 23rd, 2021. Its runtime is 1 hour and 48 minutes. Its budget was 18 million. Its box office 90.2 million.
Jeez.
That's why M. Night does what he does.
Jeez.
That's
Yeah.
why he does what he does. And I mentioned M. Night globally 3.3 billion
Yeah.
over his movies.
Stevie, did you see what's it called? Knock at the Cabin?
I haven't seen that one yet. No,
Check that one out. You might like that
I
one
know I
more
need
than
to.
this.
That's the one with Batista in it, right?
It's Batista. It's the guy from Harry Potter, the redhead kid from Harry Potter. Like, it's
Okay.
better. It's better than this, I think.
And then
I
last
didn't
thing,
avoid it. I just didn't see it.
Rotten Critic 50%, audience 53%.
It's a coin toss. It's a coin toss. You're either gonna like it or not like
Here's
it.
the thing. There's a clear formula. If you put M. Night Shyamalan's name on it, people are going to go see it because they want to see if it's going to be his next masterpiece or they want to see just how bad it's going to be.
It's a coin toss every time. You know, it's either he's good or he's bad. But no matter what, you can never take away that he's a creative guy. I
For
will
sure.
say he might not always succeed, but I really respect how creative this guy is.
Yeah, put some respect on his name. He gives
Actually,
6 cents.
I would argue you could say that he does succeed every single time. Even though
And
it's not a good
financially,
movie, it still succeeds.
It does.
Can I tell you this, guys? No joke. I finished this movie. Today is April 8th. I turned on AMC 2 hours ago. Sixth Sense was on. Right after that, Armageddon. So back to back Bruce Willis as well.
Oh, I was like,
Hand to God. I didn't even mean it. I was like, oh, Sixth Sense is on. It was the end of the movie, and then
It's a good
Armageddon
palate
started.
cleanser.
No, but it was just funny that like, wow, yeah, he's around us. Like he's everywhere. M. Night. So
yeah.
He's
he's on
prolific,
AMC. He's on AMC tonight.
undeniably.
All right, Eric. Well, why don't you say you spin that wheel there?
We share.
Last two movies.
Spinning. Let's see what we get. Oh my God. So we got Bride of Chucky, but right next to it is Saw 3.
Perfect.
So
Saw
Saw
3.
3.
All
That's the
right.
next
Jeff
one.
Stote's coming back for that one, so I'm excited to talk with him. But Stevie, thank you so much for joining us for Old. We'll definitely get you back on another one in the near future, so just let us know which one you want to cover when we do the new wheel. But thank you again for joining us, Stevie. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
thank you. It's always a pleasure.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for listening into our discussion on Old, and we will see you all next week with Saw 3.
Woo!